Are you a self-professed control freak? Do you like to ensure that all of the little details are exactly as they should be? And you know exactly how you want it done, so you might as well just do it yourself or tell other people how to do it? And perhaps that's not something that you resonate with, but you immediately can think of someone in your life that does fall into that category. It could be a parent or a spouse or partner, maybe even a boss. Today, we are going to dive into more around the mindset of individuals that like to control their environments and ideally their outcomes. And this is a mindset that we can choose to opt into or opt out of. And so I'm going to tell you more about what those tendencies are, where they come from, and ultimately how to let go of them. Hi, my name's Leigh Gall, and I am a speaker and a coach dedicated to helping individuals get out of their head and into their life. There are so many times that we are struggling with certain things in our world, and we don't even realize that it all is just a mindset that we can change so that we can go out and start living the life that we want. And today we are going to talk about control and how we can let go of some of the pain and the anguish that it causes. I'm fairly certain that we can all relate to control to some extent, right? Where there might be a particular area in our life that we are more passionate about, for instance, art or music, and we want to have complete control over that experience because the end product is a result of our efforts. But there comes a point when control can be very unhealthy, especially if it's to the extent that you are not allowing others to help in times when you should be delegating and you are breaking your own back because you want to control a situation at the detriment of your time and your sacrifice. Or perhaps it could be hurting relationships where other individuals don't want to be told what to do or controlled by you. And then, of course, there's just the aspect that some people might want to control too many areas of their life, which is unsustainable and it's not healthy. And you could be exerting so much energy trying to control the kids' lunches every day and this project at work and what the Christmas tree looks like, or insert any situation here. And what's happening is that it's actually creating a negative effect in your life. And you are spinning your wheels so much that you aren't getting to enjoy your life because you are trying to squeeze every little second of control out of every little moment. And I am here to tell you that whether it is a particular situation at work or if it's all of life or whatever, that control or the lack thereof is all based out of fear. So I'll say that one more time. Our need to control is because we are fearful of the outcome if we don't. Essentially, what is happening is that our brains crave familiarity so much that it would rather know the negative outcome or do the negative thing than to place its trust into the unknown. And even though the unknown could yield the most beautiful, amazing results, like hypothetically, you have an option A and your brain's like, this could totally suck, but at least I know it's going to suck, versus this beautiful, like unicorn of a situation, but we don't know. We don't know if it's there or if it's not. And the brain's like, nope, I don't care. I'm going to take this sucky thing over here because at least I know it. I don't want to take my chances. And what happens is that it does induce anxiety within ourselves to the extent that we get that uncomfortable feeling and we go, oh, nope, gotta come back over here. I've got to control this situation because I don't like the way this unfamiliarity feels. And I don't know what's going to happen over here. Even though like a big freaking beautiful unicorn is waiting, we don't want to really even give that the time or the consideration because our nervous system and our brains are locked in on what it knows. And because of that, we spend extra time nitpicking over this or that and insisting that things get done a certain way because then we know what to anticipate. How does one really overcome that? And I'm here to let you know that it is possible, and it all comes down to rewiring and reframing how you think about things. For step one in how you can release some of this control is to really understand that there are kind of two categories. And one category is things that you can control, and the other category is things that you can't. So I can control what time I wake up in the morning. If I go to the gym this day, I can control how I talk to people, how I react to people. I can control how I am in a situation. What I can't control. Well, we've talked about the weather. We've talked about politics. We've talked about the economy. There are little things that we can do to play our part, but for the most part, we often get kind of dealt a situation. So we can't control that. And so we have to relinquish the feeling that we can and give ourselves some of that freedom. But what else can't we control that we often think we can? It's people's reactions. It's how people feel about a situation. It's when you send the text and they don't respond, or they do respond, but it's not in the way that you thought. And suddenly you're freaking out and you're like, but, and you're playing the script over in your head. That's because it's coming from your head. That's because if you could control the situation, that's how it would have gone, but you don't. They have free will. They are a human outside of you, and they get to decide how they're going to respond. And so one of the easiest ways that we can start by figuring out how to relinquish some of the need for control is to let go. I know, easier said than done, but essentially step one is to just push that over there and then pull this one closer and go, okay, so for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to look at these components of my life and figure out what I can do to impact these things in a way that betters me. But in just a simple first step, it's to identify what you can control and what you can't. And then it will be more easy for you to essentially compartmentalize and understand where you have the leniency and where you don't. The next big step is maybe one that you're not going to want to hear. I don't know. It's the most obvious one, but it's trust. And I know that's, I don't know, maybe annoying to some of you guys. Like, oh, great. Of course we saw that coming. But it's true. That is literally the only other option, because guess what? You can control what you can control, or that's it. You have to trust. You have to trust that the situation is going to work out in a way that you can manage it. It's not to trust that the stars are going to align and a bald eagle is going to swoop through over a rainbow and it's all going to be magic and lucky charms. No, it's that you are going to trust that whatever the outcome is, you are capable of handling it. That's it. It's not that if I'm running 20 minutes late to work, I trust that my car is going to get booster powers and I'm going to arrive magically on time. No, I mean, that would be amazing. Please write in the comments if that happens. But in 99.9% of the situation, it's not that you're going to trust that you're going to arrive on time. It's that you have to simply trust that whatever happens when you do arrive is something that you can manage and something that you are capable of handling. And so often it's the fear of the unknown and where our mind goes with that. And we start just creating these scenarios and this what if and what if and what if. And definitely try to stop doing that. If you find yourself disaster scrolling in your head, please try to stop and let this be a PSA to be mindful of that. But ultimately, know that those situations are so often like completely ridiculous. And often what happens is you get to work and they're like, oh, hey, you're running late. And you're like, yeah, I hit traffic, whatever. And like, okay, gone, forgotten. And let's say there was a meeting and you were late for that and somebody took notice, then you're still going to be okay. Like you fight through that and you trust in yourself that you are strong enough and you are capable of handling whatever the outcome is. And if you must remind yourself that you've done hard things in the past, or remember that time this, or thank God it's not like that, it all comes back to understanding and knowing that you are mentally strong enough to handle whatever the outcome might be. And so when you can really start looking at some of these areas in your life that you might be controlling unnecessarily, like your household decorations, for instance, whether it's Christmas or Easter or whatever, and you have these sweet little kids, like you have children that want to help you decorate, and they're like, Mom, Dad, I want to help. And for some reason, you are so controlling. And again, I'm not trying to dog on anybody, but let's say that you have it a certain way in your head and it's got to look like this. And then you really go, well, what would happen if I let little Tommy put this ornament here or this Easter bunny there? And it's like, oh yeah, absolutely nothing. Find those moments, find the easy wins in your life where you might be controlling something that in the grand scheme of things is not necessary. So I would start with a list and go after the low-hanging fruit, go after those easy wins, and find if there are areas in your life where you can relinquish some of this need for control just to teach your mind that it will be okay. And start to rewire your thinking around that so that you know that you can trust yourself and you can handle the outcome, whatever it is. I hope this information helps. Please put in the comments if you found this helpful or if there's questions or areas in your life that might stand out more than others. Also, please hit like on this video, and I would love if you subscribe too, because I have more videos coming and I would love to see you in the future. Again, my name is Leigh Gall, and I am here to help people reframe their mindset so that they can get on with living a happy and enjoyable life and not let anything get in their way, including the need for control. So I hope you have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.